He was awesome. You know, we talked about being able to slow things down, and he goes 3-0 on Pena to start the game. Slowed it down immediately, ended up striking him out there in that first inning, and then just did a great job of mixing it up. His velo was up a little bit, but mixed in the changeup, switched sides of the plate. Endy did a fantastic job calling. You know, had the big strikeout there. Melton went tripled up on changeup. Just did a great job.
His previous 3 outings, he had 7 strikeouts total. Tonight, he had 6 in one game. What did you notice to generate just some more swing and miss at the plate?
He was in the zone. He, you know, once he got settled down there in the first, he was in the zone, mixed it up. His changeup was effective. That opened up his fastball, mixed in his breaking balls as well, and just did a fantastic job getting ahead too. You know, throwing strikes.
I know the way the pitchers were set up this series was, you know, you wanted to keep Skeeves and Keller on, you know, regular rest, but do you think that extra time was advantageous for him?
I think it was, you know, and he's been working on some stuff too with Oscar and Strami and Miggy, and it showed tonight out there on the field.
Tony, obviously Braxton has dealt with a lot in his career. What did you see from him tonight?
Well, unreal. Coming in, 3-run lead in the 7th inning, and to go 7th and 8th there, and just throw strikes, mix it in, fastball, slider. I mean, slider was electric, 93. I think he maybe even hit 94. You know, he did awesome job, especially in that type of situation in the game.
I know you guys said that he is still viewed as a starter. There's a chance that he's going to start games, but if he keeps throwing the ball this well out of the bullpen, is there a chance we see him used in leverage situations?
Well, you know what, we're trying to win the game and find ways to utilize not just him, everybody in the right situation. And tonight, for him to be able to go 2 and pitch bulk, and it ended up being leverage, and he did a fantastic job. I think that, you know, looking at it, you know, trying to find the best role for him as far as like getting him bulk, getting him innings. Not saying down the road he may be a starter again. Just trying to put him in the best situation for him and also for the team.
You know, going from a starter to a reliever is the easiest transition, but how impressed have you been with his ability to do so seamlessly?
Yeah, his mindset has been unbelievable. I mean, he just wants the ball, and you really have to go take it from him. He just wants to keep pitching, and he's willing to do anything to help the team win, whether that's in the pen, throw multiple innings. He came in for 1 inning in San Diego, you know, and just trying to monitor that as well, you know, with the fluctuation of pitch, you know, his pitches and games, and you know, being mindful of that as far as, you know, he was starting getting up to 85, 90, you know, now he's been 50, 15, back to 32, so just monitoring that, but he's done a great job.
Donnie, as a manager, what's it like to see, you know, 2 guys like Mike and Braxton just pitch with the confidence that, you know, they did today, you know, only a few appearances into their major league careers?
Yeah, dude, they were great, and especially, you know, Burrow's coming in after a couple, you know, I don't want to say tough outings, but, you know, I know that he wishes they would have gone differently. But to come out tonight and do what he did and throw strikes and change speeds, his velo was up. He did a great job. And Ash coming out of the pen, something that he really hasn't done, and to have that mindset that we talked about and dominate in that fashion was awesome.
What was it about Burrows that he was able to handle the situations with, like a double ground out, single strikeout, you know, single double play? Almost every time he got around on base, he responded with, you know, getting the next guy out and kind of erasing that.
Yeah, it's you learn through the minor leagues when you're coming up and how to handle different situations, and you get to the big leagues and a little bit more. Lights are brighter. You know, there's a lot more pressure that you feel, and that pressure is a privilege to go out there and do that. And I think that we've seen him learn how to slow it down in those first 2 outings, and then tonight, immediately with Pena, that can unravel pretty quick. You go 3-0 on the first guy, and he was immediately able to slow it down and come back and strike him out too, which is really impressive.
You've talked about how you like Dennis and David for those high leverage spots with right-handers, but we've just seen David a lot in the 9th. Is it fair to call him your team's closer at this point?
We're still going back and forth on if last night, if we would have taken the lead, it would have been Santana. He was up, so just not fully going to say David is in the 9th. We're just feeling it out based on the game and the matchups that we have coming up. But they've both been, you know, recently really, really good for us. I know Denny had, you know, gave up some runs last night, but he's been tremendous. And David showed tonight again that Caratini at bat was phenomenal. I mean, he gets behind 3-1 and is able to go to the 2 splits and strike him out, throwing strikes with all of his pitches. And he's doing a good job.
Do you view them equally? Do you view them to be like equally, or do you have a 1A or a 1B as far as?
We just go game by game.
Was there any part of you after that double in the sixth that considered leaving Burrows in there, maybe let him try to work around that?
We did. Shug has been so good too, and Burrows had a fantastic start. You know, you're back at the top of the order going the third time through. His pitch count was at 64, 65 going into that inning. So wanted to give him some runway there, but to be able to go to Shug in a role that he has been fantastic in this year, coming in with traffic on the bases and finding ways to get out of it, just felt like it was a good spot there to go to Shug.
From an offense perspective, how nice was it to be able to stack a couple hits together and, you know, before scoring runs on a couple ground outs?
Yeah, so a couple hits, Endy with the big double, Isaiah gets a run in, and Cruzy gets on, Kutch gets the run, you know, just finding ways to manufacture runs. Cruzy had another stolen base to, you know, and Tommy Pham getting that rolling. The one inning with the, you know, gets down to first. Rochi with a good challenge to keep that going. Tommy had a heck of a catch in left field too earlier in the game, and Isaiah's had great at bats. So just to, like we talked about last night was frustrating. We don't score, but the road trip was good. I felt like we got back on track a little bit today, passing the baton, not trying to do too much, and cashing in when we had an opportunity.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you.